in this sample, we are going to modify the appearance of our pivot table, where you see where we already have our number separator, our commas in here to separate our numbers, so that's more appealing. We changed our title here to make that more appealing. And now what we can do is we can actually go in and we can add color to it, we can add spaces, and we can do other formatting that'll make it more visually appealing. And this is actually fairly simple to do. You just click anywhere within the table, and it's going to open up our pivot table menu items here. We're going to go ahead and instead of going to analyze like we did before where we changed some of the formatting, we're actually going to go into design this time. And what we're going to do here is we are actually going to go ahead and go into blank rows, and we are going to insert a blank line after each item. And you'll notice that that puts in a space between each state, basically in between each subtotal and totals. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the report layout, and we're actually going to put it into tabular form. And once we do this, you'll notice that it's a little more appealing in the way that we have our U.S. state, and then you'll notice too that it brings in our trade type and then our sum of our value, and then it brings the state total down here. So this is probably a little bit more familiar to some of us as what we're used to seeing when we do subtotals in Excel. So this gives the visual of that, but without all the hard work of trying to get it set up. And then if we wanted to, we could go in here and we could change some of our names if we wanted to. We could also go into our design and we could start adding colors if we wanted to certain rows. There's also what they call the banded rows, which means that it will add colors into the every other line. You can also do banded columns, which means it will do certain columns, and then of course you can always change your color scheme. So there's lots that you can do to make this visually appealing so that the end user feels like they are seeing a well put together report.